Hello, my name is Chris Adams. I'm president of Balancing Act. We're the makers of award-winning simulation-based public engagement software. And for the last few months, we've been working with ABAG to help refine and enhance our software to be useful and effective in working through the housing element over the next year or so. We're very excited about this, and this short video is just to give you a sense of what the software can do and how it could be useful. ABAG is making available the opportunity for 25 of its member jurisdictions to participate in a cohort that would receive a license to use this software, as well as technical support and administrative support and strategic support to help make it useful. Balancing Act has been around for about 20 years, mostly working on financial budgets, but in the last year or so, we've been working on housing with these 4 cities, and that's actually what provided the idea to create this bulk opportunity for Bay Area cities. I'm going to quickly just give you a little bit of a tour of what these folks have done and maybe see how it might be useful for you. So we're going to look first at Elk Grove. They went live, I think, about April of 2020, and they concluded theirs, I think, fairly successfully. The simulation provides an opportunity for you to contextualize this to sort of indicate what, give some background information on what the housing element it is and what the role is for residents to participate. You can put in a video if you want. You can collect some information. Are you a resident? You can get some information about where people live. Let's see if I can put in a good zip code here. And then people can drop a pin, kind of giving you a little bit more sense of where they live. And then the simulation is set up. The first thing that you see is that you do not have a housing plan and that you actually need to find a place to locate about 2,000 units. On the left side, you can actually go in and look at the arena and the housing allocation and what the goal is. And this part is locked because that is not up for negotiation, at least as far as I can tell. But then you can look at the buffer, like how much extra should be done, and you can make your own assumption about that. So I'm going to leave it at 15%, which is what Elk Grove had. And then over here, you've got an opportunity to present in whatever way you want to where the opportunities are. And so Elk Grove used it by council district. And so as you open these up, it has some opportunities. But before you do, you can, if you're curious about what the district is, they've just put in a very helpful map there. But let's go ahead and open this up. And you can see that they've got a number of different parcels down here. And you can click on the info icon and you can get a little bit more information about them. They put a map into each of these. So I'm going to just quickly go through here and select some of these. And as you see, there's quite a bit of selecting that needs to be done in order to meet the goal. But I'm going to kind of go as quickly as I can just so you can see how this looks and how things change. As you can see, the allocation is changing up here. And I'm going as quickly as I can here. Let me go, and I think there's quite some big ones here. Yes, there are. And we're getting closer and closer. 49 units, 258. Okay, that's going to get us very close. Probably the next one might get us there. So if you want to include the site C16, it looks like it would move us to the top. So just to note, right now it says you do not have a housing plan. But when you make this last selection, it changes to green. It says you do have a housing plan, and that allows users to submit. Lafayette did a great job with theirs. They actually had the idea of connecting an interactive map to the choices that can be made down here. And so as you can see that the areas here correspond with an interaction point. And so as you make changes, if you can increase or decrease this area 1, the density, the color changes to indicate different density. We're really excited about this. You can either start by clicking on the map, or you can click on an interaction point down here. I think this is actually going to be really cool. And I think probably what we'll see the most of is a bit of a hybrid between what Elk Grove did and what Lafayette did. Quickly, just want to show you Sutherland Shire, Australia. They are earlier in their process. And so they're actually just looking at housing type, and they're trying to get some feedback with people and trying to socialize people with the idea that things are going to have to change a little bit. If you look at single family homes, you actually see, you know what, that's not going to go very far because they're only allowing 30 of those. But where you can really move the needle is with apartments down here and a little bit of density. And you can look at villas and townhomes as well. But this is just, once again, trying to share with them the constraints and the opportunities and the realities that you all have as you try to meet this plan. I quickly just want to show you a bit about what the analytics look like. This is Elk Grove's. So they had about 1,500 users, about 10 minutes on site, and that's both providing input as well as just educating themselves and sort of getting an understanding of the problem. And they had 91 who submitted, and you saw how difficult it was to submit, how many selections you had to make. So that's actually a pretty good number. Going down here, we give you lots and lots of information about what people's preferences were. We give you average, we give you median and mode, so that you can interpret these results. As you can see that in Elk Grove, they increased their buffer a little bit. On any of these items, you can drill down and get more information. And then this is that map that I showed you, that drop a pin, so you can get a sense of where people are coming from. And then down a little bit further, you can take a look at the comments, and they get all collected here. You can also find them if you go to the individual links on the drill downs, but they're all collected right here and you can download them. So that's in a nutshell, that's what we have to offer. We're really excited about it. Some observations from Christopher Jordan in Elk Grove is that he thought that this was very useful because it encouraged residents to think of this as a system and not just opposition or being in favor of a particular site, but to actually become problem solvers. I love the second quote where he says residents could still be against the site, but they couldn't only go in and say no to a site near them, that they really had to become problem solvers, just like all of you who are charged with making this plan. And then at the very end, his overall comment was that this was the easiest housing element process they've ever done. I believe that he's done about 6 or 8 of these. I'm going to conclude in just a moment, but I just also wanted to show you this sort of real-time feature that we have called meeting mode. It's actually a really cool way to have live interactive sessions, encourage some dialogue about this, not just have people do this on their own. What happens here is that the input from this particular session all gets accumulated onto a particular screen, and then people can see it and then have a conversation about it. This is actually a live screenshot from when the city of Lafayette did this earlier this year. This is what that facilitation screen looks like. We're very excited about this. So anyway, this is a great opportunity. ABAG has been very forward thinking in terms of trying to provide its members with some really top-notch tools. We'll be available to provide consulting support and work with the other consultants and really try to help this be a fantastic tool to help you through a very difficult project. Leah Zippert is the person who is leading this for ABAG, and her email is there. And with that, I'm just going to close and say that I look forward to meeting a good portion of you in the future. Thanks. Bye.